to Play Space Live. Football America Day. Not Football Day in America, but Football America Day. As we preview, I should say, the brand new 2025 Football America season release that we're putting out today. Hello again, Keith Avalone from Play Games. Today's show is being produced by Aaron with help from Sam. We have a new employee here at the Play HQ. His name is Aaron, and he's been helping get us ready for the holiday sale, and is also helping out with the AV side of things down the road. So we're kind of breaking it in. That's one of the reasons we're doing this in the middle of the day today. So give him some love in the chat. Aaron, Aaron, is our new.
He is behind the keyboard too, so he'll be interacting with you if you.
That is the voice of Sam. Yes, Sam is reminding me that Aaron is actually at the controls. So if he'll be the one that's interacting with the chat room while the stream is going on. So we're excited to have Aaron here. He's a great guy. We'll get him on camera here so you can see his epic beard, which is amazing. But that'll happen on another stream, probably our next stream. Today's stream, though, we're going to do football. But before we do football, we have some hockey business to take care of. The next round of the Commissioner's Surprise Hockey Blast Tournament. Reiner in Germany finished the final game of the second round. The Kings advanced, so we have all the logos of the different teams, the remaining 8 teams, and we're going to randomly assign them, as we always do, for the Commissioner's Surprise Tournament. These will be the final 4 games played by the community. We'll then move the tournament to Dallas in 2 weeks. Gulp. I can't believe we're like 2 weeks away. I guess a little more than 2 weeks away. BGG Con in Dallas, Texas. We're going to play the final rounds of the Commissioner's Surprise Tournament live in Dallas. So these will be the final rounds played by the community online. We have 4 guys who've volunteered for these games. Joe Cards, Giorgio Salvadego, Steve Heller, and James Cass will be the guys playing these games, and we'll assign the games. So if we'll go to are we on the table cam?
We can switch now.
Go ahead and switch to the table cam. I've got the discs here face down. I'm just going to shuffle them up and deal them out. And these will be the next round games. So here we go. The home team, this is Joe Card's game. Joe Cards is going to play the Panthers, Florida, hosting the Penguins. All right, so Pittsburgh and Florida. I'm going to put that here. I better write it down. I guess I don't really need to because I can always look at the stream. Giorgio in Italy will be playing the home team, the Blues, St. Louis Blues, and the visiting team will be, we'll go here, visiting team will be the Minnesota Wild. So it's, I try.
So you're reading it? Okay. Sorry.
That's all right. I'll write it down later. I'm just writing it down as I go. So Giorgio's, yeah, you know, I'm gonna write.
That's fine. You can be on.
It's Minnesota at St. Louis. I'm just kind of using my chicken scratch handwriting. All right, so this is Steve's game. Steve Heller will be playing home team, the Kings. Visiting team will be Edmonton. That's going to be a great game. So Edmonton at L.A. for Steve Heller. And James Cass gets the final game. The home team will be the New Jersey Devils, and the visiting team will be the Vegas Golden Knights. So Vegas at New Jersey for James Cast. And thank you guys for volunteering to play these games. We'll update the website to include this information and get ready to move on to Dallas for the finals of the tournament. Okay, let's talk football. First of all, apologies for the delayed release of this season set. We usually intend to get this set out alongside the NFL set in July. And in recent years, it's been a little bit delayed. We usually put it out like in September. So this is the latest we've ever put this set out. And I apologize for that. But better late than never. And it's an exciting season, I think. So what we'll do is we'll do like a power rankings type thing where we've done this the last few years where we'll start from the bottom of the league and work our way to the very top. And I'll give you some comments about each. I've got my crib notes here. I meant to look at these a little. I'll keep them off screen so you don't see them. You would think that I would, be well versed having created these teams, but it's kind of a blur. I mean, there's some dynamic things going on. Players are coming and going, moving from team to team. It really is just like the NFL, where you've got a lot of free agency. You got rookies coming in, players retiring. Some players, leave sort of emphatically. It's like, wow, they're retired, they're gone. Other players that just sort of fade away. It's like, where? Yeah, I haven't heard from this guy in a while, and then you realize he hasn't played in a couple seasons. So there's a lot going on, but I'll try to cover it here generally, and we'll start from the bottom of the league and move to the top. This is the package, by the way, that it comes in. It's got a new cover card with a midfield stripe on it, and this is what you'll get if you order the printed version. And let's go to the. We are still on the table cam, right?
We are.
Okay. This should be fairly well centered. So we're gonna do something we haven't done this in the past. We've usually kind of just sort of mentioned the X League as sort of a a throwaway. The X League started out as sort of a enhanced version of the fringe player list. But as the year, and this is I believe the third year for the X League. And as we continue to do it, it's just I think it's really cool. I like I've always liked the XFL and the UFL, the idea of spring football, even if it isn't major league caliber football, it's still football. So I thought this year we would also preview the X League teams as part of our preview. We'll go from the bottom of the X League to the top. There are 4 teams in the X League. And let's go ahead and get started with our little preview. I'm not going to spend a ton of time talking about each of these teams. You'll be able to explore them on your own. But here we go. Pittsburgh. They were actually deemed to be the champion team last year in the X League. You can play the X League either as like its own league. You use it just like as a practice squad sort of, or you can have your own little 4-team spring league where you play a 6-game season against the other 3 teams. With that, in that context, Pittsburgh would have been considered to be the champion. However, they're at the bottom of the league this year, mainly because some of their key players have signed with Football America teams. There's a lot more movement between the X League and Football America than there is between, say, the UFL and or the Canadian League and the NFL. So it's a little bit less of a drop from the Football America to the X League. So the Pittsburgh's starting quarterback is now starting in the X League, or starting in Football America, and their running back also has moved up into the Football America. So that's why they're at the bottom, because they are one of the better franchises. I mean, most of these teams are ranked low because they're sort of fringe player caliber. However, I do tend to stock each team with a few surprises, and so those surprises are now in Football America for 2025. So Cade Van Wetsinga is the new starting quarterback, replacing Payne Kenyon, who's moved up to the Football America. Amir Threat is the new rookie running back. By the way, the coding remains the same. The little R symbol indicates a player who is a rookie. If there is a little check mark, a little sideways V symbol next to their name, that means they're like they've come from another team. Most of these players, as you can see, don't have any of those symbols. That just means that there are carryovers from last year's Pittsburgh team. There is some continuity from year to year. So, but Van Wetsinga is the new rookie quarterback. Amir Threat is the running back. Mark Weigold is one of the stars from last year. He remains. He's kind of a fullback type. He remains in Pittsburgh for 2025. But Pittsburgh is probably going to be trailing the rest of the Football America. Dallas is next up. They have a familiar name at quarterback, Braden Peace, who played many years in Football America and is trying to salvage his career. He got released this year. I believe he backed up Skylar Cook in San Diego last year, and then they released him. So he's going to try to extend his football career a little bit longer by playing in the X League. So he's a solid star caliber player, and of course, in your version of Football America, he could be signed by one of the Football America teams to be a backup or even a starter in some cases. They've got a couple of other, good players, Omarion McFarland, De'Arian Sermon. I just realized if I flip the defense over, you're going to see who the next team is. That may not be a problem. Denver will be next. So not a lot here. A lot of repetition from last year. Meonta Lindsay comes down from Football America, re-signs. Benny Habib played last year in Football America, and as did John Wolf. So Dallas will be the number 3 team. Number 2 team is going to be Denver. Cam Wallow takes over at quarterback. Payne Kenyon was the guy was the Pittsburgh quarterback, but the Denver quarterback last year has left the building. Cam Wallow will step up. JT Honeywood is one of the diamonds in the rough, shall we say, that you'll see in the X League. He will be Wallow's favorite target. Conrad Mack is the new offensive lineman. The new offensive back. The offensive line is X League caliber. Nothing to speak of there. On defense, much the same. Nothing really to talk about. Nigel Otumweo played in Football America last year. In fact, he's a veteran of Football America. Got released and is now going to try to get a little bit more football life by playing in the X League. Quashawn Rocker Jr., pass rushing defensive end rookie. We may see big things out of him. I would maybe kind of pencil him in for 2026. And at the top of the X League class would be Minnesota. Brock Theus, the rookie quarterback. Nakari Nance is the running back, like the grandson of Jim Nance, the Boston Patriot running back. Maybe the great-grandson, I guess, maybe. But they have really the top player in the X League, who's Trillian Ben Burgess, who was a star for St. Louis for a few years. He's kind of found a home in the X League. In fact, the X League is paying they're paying him a bigger salary because he's drawing viewers and providing excitement for the league. So he's probably capable of playing. I shouldn't say probably. He is capable of playing in Football America. You could, and if you have this set, you can sign him to one of the teams. But we have him playing in the X League as kind of a TV draw. So Minnesota gets lots of TV time, and Trillian Ben Burgess is one of the reasons. He's a exciting player as a pass receiver, as a runner, and also as a kick returner. So Minnesota at the top of the class. So now we go to the Football America power rankings, and at the very bottom, unfortunately, is New York. They were near the bottom last year as well. Get my crib notes out over here. Payne Kenyon is their starter. As I mentioned, he's signed from the X League. He will be their starting. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to take the other teams off camera so that I can flip the defense over and give you a look at the defense as well as the offense without revealing what the next team is. Grant Straubmiller, at one time, one of the future Hall of Famer types. He's sort of hit a plateau in his career, not doing so well. And KP Noonkester, however, is pretty strong on the offensive line. But generally speaking, New York, the Mason Cubido era at quarterback, they've been kind of rotating quarterbacks ever since Stu Barton left. It kind of reminiscent of what the Broncos did until they got Bo Nix. It's like they're trying to find their quarterback, have not had much luck, and maybe Payne Kenyon is the guy we'll find out. Desmiel Harper, the running back, pretty solid. On defense, they've got some stars. Tupac Rahman, you might remember him if you've played this season, this league for any kind of length of time. And Jacques Farrier, two outstanding bookend linebackers, but they're middle of the road everywhere else, and even though they're at the bottom of the power rankings, I would say that they're not a horrible team. The talent of the league is I've kind of compressed it a little bit, so it's not like there's that far of a distance between the top and the bottom. However, for the bottom of the league, we've got to go with New York. Next at number 11 will be Memphis. Memphis drops down. They at one time recently were pretty competitive. Last year they were a potential wild card team, but things have kind of drifted downward for the Memphis franchises. Players have sort of veteran players have kind of moved on. I'm looking at my list. Von Crocker, Tamarick Williman, and Kavari Langhorne were all lost to free agency last year, and they just really haven't been able to replace those moving parts. Joe Maddox is a pretty well-known quarterback, and he remains the same playmaking guy in the clutch. Ryan Schaffenacker, one of the top tight ends. Keon Portress is back. Last year, if you played this, the 2024 Football America, you know that he got hurt and was far down on this list. At one time, he was, the battering ram type, 1,000-yard, 30 carry a game type runners, and he has returned and is at full strength in terms of health, but definitely is affected by that injury and is just not the runner that he was at one time. Kind of the same thing in the offensive line. Hirsch Hoda, at one time, one of the top offensive linemen. He's getting older, starting to fade. The rest of these guys are all kind of following suit. On defense, more of the same. Cedric Ozan, all-pro, not going to doesn't look as great. They've signed a couple of free agents to fill the holes. Marsh Britton came over from Detroit at defensive end. Tremont Morning from Chicago at the strong safety position. But it's patchwork. So Memphis is in the number 11 position. At number 10 is St. Louis, playing in the Dome. Connor Hoxie's back. We got Bentavious Ely Jr. Both those guys, again, not really the players they once were. Kavari Langhorne was the big free agent signing last year, and he's, of course, still contributing the big plays. And they've got Cage Baker at offensive lineman, as like the key blocker, the offensive, the left tackle rather. Toby Upchurch, big playmaker. So they've got some weapons. They're not. We're going to rate them as a C minus. So we're not ruling them out of a wild card competition. I got an email today, by the way, somebody asking me how many playoff teams. How many teams make the playoffs in Football America? Is it 6 or is it 4? And I told him, I said, it's your choice. If you want to open it up to 6 teams. If you open it to 6 teams, then St. Louis is definitely a playoff contender. If it's 4 teams, they're going to have to really push. On defense, Trevante Fournette, best cornerback in the league, clearly the anchor of this defense. Decker Hawk is the new rookie outside, or not? It was a rookie last year. Comes back to continue the upswing of his stardom. He'll be a force to be reckoned with. One of the differences, Clyde Absher, who was kind of a throwback player as the starting middle linebacker and the punter, he's been replaced. Mac Tatioka is the new kicker, and he is a rarity. He does both the kicking and the punting for St. Louis, so they saved him a roster spot, and he will take over for Clyde Absher, who was average, but he's going to focus on his defense for 2025. So St. Louis comes in at number 10. 12, 11, 10. Here's number 9. And it might be a surprise. Detroit. Detroit was one of the contenders here in the last few years. They were a championship team a couple years ago. But they're kind of starting to fade out a little bit. Chris Anzalone is now 35. It's hard to believe. I remember when he came into the league as a rookie. I was looking at his rookie card, his rookie ratings. He's been around for a while. Still effective, but not as effective as he once was. Steve Tunstall anchors the offensive line. They got a decent offensive line, not as good as in previous years in terms of many of the same players. In fact, I think the entire offensive line essentially returns intact, but they're not playing quite at the same level as the championship seasons. Aquarius Debo and Austin Helsher, John Sheets got great targets. Artavius Taylor. Plenty of offense in Detroit. So I'm not ruling these guys out as a playoff team by any stretch, but they are not upper echelon as they once were. On defenses, that's really where the problem is, especially in the defensive backfield. Some holes there, particularly on the run. These guys should be pretty easy to run against. They've got a strong rookie defensive end, Jason Pauling. Kevon Gerard was a big free agent signing a couple years ago and is starting to maybe not play as up to his, multi-million-dollar level. Let's just leave it at that. But Detroit, we're going to give them a C, so they are certainly in the mix at number 9. Number 8 is San Diego. This is another team that was a championship team in recent years, and they are certainly not out of the realm of playoff contention. We're going to rank them as a C for this year. They've got Skylar Cook, who's the big rookie comeback player, or the big rookie star, rookie of the year, we'll call him, last year for San Diego. New backup is Carson Eubank, who played last year in the X League. he has moved, played well enough to be offered a mentoring role as a backup. That means Colt McCown is going. No, it was Brendan Prolosky who is now looking for a job. They got great players on the offensive line. Jarrell Strange, tops in the league. Matt Blackwelder, plenty of great people to pass to with Jet Joyner and Tanner Hollingsworth, Detrell Seeley at running back. So they're a great kicking from Noah Ruella. So they're going to be a strong team. Defensively, they're not bad either. Just not great. I mean, they're mostly average. They got a new rookie inside linebacker, Rick Gregoric, but outside of Mergara at nose tackle and Grant at cornerback, pretty average or. Well, I guess Kevin Matting at the outside linebacker has some star capability. Generally speaking, though, it's a middling defense that could hold back this club, which has kind of always been the case for San Diego. They've always had a strong offense and not so much of a defense. They've spent a lot of time trying to shore that defense up. Next in line is, surprise, Orlando. Orlando was at the bottom of the league last year, and they kind of just blew it up. And this year, they're going to see some success. Probably the strongest upward movement of any team. So they had great draft choices, and so they got Bryce Locke Jr., the tight end, who will come in. Chris Albost, an immediate starter at offensive guard. They signed Shug Granger, who was the ex-league leading rusher last year and kind of a sensation, power up the middle type guy. He is now their starting running back and looks to have a big season. They signed Damian Paget to fill out the blocking back position for Granger, and Todarius Sweet, the wide receiver. They've got some good players. This is going to be a fun offense, and it wasn't that long ago that Matt Harrell was running the show as kind of his last gasp, signed from Chicago, and before that there was a ton of rotating crew of quarterbacks. I think Chuck Kent started a year, and I think Colt McCown played a year, and now they settle on Josh Yanagi. So Josh Yanagi was supposed to be a bridge quarterback last year. He kind of kicked around the league and was like, whoa, this guy can actually kind of play. He started on the fringe list several years ago, signed last year as a free agent to kind of fill in until they could get a quarterback. But he played so well that they left him in there. So Akilo Singleton will back him up, but Josh Yanagi is the starter in Orlando, and things are looking good. On defense, again, not a dominating defense, but they do have some good players. Brady McBroom is a rookie, kind of a jack of all trades player, plays a bunch of different positions, and comes in. He has that star aspect to him. Trey Hebert is the defensive end who is clearly all league. Aaron Trent Jr. on the corner. Everybody else is kind of in the middle of the pack, but they've got enough defense to contend. And they certainly have enough offense. So this should be an exciting club to watch again. Orlando was in the mix for the championship, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago. And last year was just horrible. But this year they should be really, really fun to watch. So that fleshes out I guess that's the bottom half of the league. So Orlando we're going to put at the top of the bottom half of the league. Now the upper echelon of Football America. These are the top 6 clubs. At number 6 is going to be San Antonio. A lot of familiar names here. Billy Whittle, the quarterback, a good offensive line with Kendrick Flagg and Trent Patton. Shadi McCutcheon, the rookie from Texas National last year, who had kind of a fumbling problem, seems to have that fixed this year. They signed Buddy Harge as the tight end who can both block and catch passes. That'll be a big help. They've got solid players elsewhere. True Peters Kellogg is one of the top wideouts. Defensively, they are middle of the pack or better with Shante Whitener, who they signed from Golden Bay. E.J. Rochelle, one of the top inside linebackers. A decent defensive backfield. Little susceptible to the big play on the pass. Eli Jackson, the rookie, will step in as a starting quarterback. Jaquarius Wax with a emergent year on the outside edge rushing. He should be among the league leaders in sacks. So we're going to give San Antonio a C+ as the number 6 team. At number 5, we have Golden Bay. the Golden Bay Club with C.J. Moraza, lots of familiar names: Max Crespo, Deuce Caudle, Dirk McCool, Zach LaMonaco. These are all well-known Football America names. Morazo is going to struggle with injuries though this year. He's got this chronic shoulder problem. So there's Chuck Kent. Remember I was telling you about Chuck Kent? Started in Orlando for a number of years. He's again probably going to be needed to step in relief. They also signed Reed Rutkowski, who's kind of one of those. He's sort of the Taysom Hill of Football America. He plays, he's the Joker. He can play quarterback and run. He can be tight end. He can be, a wideout. So he's there to kind of help add a little excitement, particularly if C.J. Moraza isn't able to play the entire season. On defense, lots of great players. Nikendra Lott among the top cornerbacks. Jacoby Sapp, a decent pass rusher. Truth Jones, the third. I think he's been around for a decade or so. Ex-Marion Barber, plenty of great players. On the edge, Eddie Nagarajan, who's one of the top pass rushers. So they've got enough defense and enough offense to be a contending team. We're giving them a B- in the power rankings. At number 4, Oklahoma City. I'm looking at these. Well, I'll pontificate once we've revealed all the teams. Oklahoma City at number 4. Dallas Hedrick, was one of those players that a couple years ago, it's like, where did he come from? All of a sudden, he's playing really well, and he will continue to star in the league. Garrison Newsom is starting to get a little long in the tooth at running back. They've got some depth, though. Sincere Lassiter. They may do sort of a running back by committee type thing. Rookie wide receiver Cam Sophia. Juju Golden is the top wide receiver in Football America, and he will continue again to catch a lot of passes, get the triple star usage, and the exclamation point. He's an exceptional pass receiver. Tunmise Cooper, the big free agent signing for Oklahoma City. They added him, shelled out the money, and he will anchor a rejuvenated offensive line. I really feel like he could be the difference maker in pushing this team into the playoffs. Because he contributes both on pass and run, and they are good, but that little extra help could be the difference between them making the playoffs. Great defensive backfield. Look at that, 3 twos with Coyote Richardson, Trajan Vigil, Vigil and Trey Ciccone. Rookie EJ Lorick Lowe at the outside linebacker will be a great run stopper. They've got Omarion LaPointe, who's also signed as a free agent. The Oklahoma City really shelled out the free agent bucks this year. LaPointe coming over from Chicago. So they made a splash both in the draft and in free agency, and they are, I'm going to say, a surefire contender, if not, certainly for a playoff spot, if not for the league title, at number 4, Oklahoma City. Number 3, getting to the top of the pile here, New England. Seth Van de Wally was rookie last year, established himself really well. Had duked it out with Skylar Cook for Rookie of the Year honors. They both played really well. The big rookie in New England this year, though, is Jaden Smalley, the running back. That was a problem last year for New England. They were going with retread players and marginal players. They just didn't have the running game. This year they should with Smalley. He's an excellent pickup, rookie first-round draft choice. The rest of the pieces are already in place with an awesome offensive line. Minka Elijah, probably the top guard in the league. They signed him as a free agent a couple years ago. Hudson Holloway anchoring the left tackle slot. Chandler Jackson, who developed a terrific relationship with Van de Wally last year. So these guys are gonna score some points. Special teams are strong with Chase Gambrell, Tay Gaithers, signed as the free agent punter. Defensively, they are more than capable with Uriah Smiley, J-Ron Ismay, C.J. Cotner, Markevian Coy, plenty of big names on defense. So these guys are probably we've already revealed all of the other Eastern teams, and they're pretty far down, with Memphis, Orlando being really the only team that might challenge New England. I'd say New England's probably high odds of winning that division and hosting a playoff game. if not, going further than that. So New England at number 3. Number 2 is Portland. Portland's been a solid team, but I wouldn't say they've been really a championship team until now. This could be a championship squad in Portland. Bryce Bollinger is back. He's has battled with injuries, but it was solid last year, even more so this year. They've got plenty of offensive weapons with Trumaine Clark at wide receiver, Paul Habermel, one of the league's premier tight ends. Boston Dunston, you wouldn't call him a franchise back, but he's very versatile. He's got good running ability, good pass catching ability. He's certainly not a liability to have a guy like Boston Dunston as your featured back, and they got some good depth behind him too. So that added to the fact that Dyson Joswiak is, a super accurate kicker. This is going to make them a threat on offense. Defensively, they're also quite strong. Pharaoh Favreau at cornerback, Kiki Nagalafe. Rookie Sam Shoulders takes over at defensive tackle. They've got Krishan Green for pressure. Deshaun Spellman, rookie Tack Singleton, who is one of those third round finds that emerged in training camp. So they've got plenty of strength on offense, plenty of strength on defense. They've got Lucky Montesi, who, if you're familiar with Football America, he has been one of those big play special teams guys. And they signed him as a free agent to add some excitement, some electricity to kick and punt returns, and he should do exactly that. So these guys are looking good and will certainly contend for the Western Division title, if not the Football America title. And that leaves our final team at the top of the heap. Not by much, though. Portland, we're going to give an A-. Chicago, we give an A. Defense, we're gonna flip this over with the defense, just because this is where the heart of this team really is. With Cameron Light-Jones, the big free agent signing, they picked him up from San Antonio, and the idea was, to offset the loss of Omarion LaPointe, the defensive lineman. They're not going to feel that loss though at all. They've got tremendous strength on the defensive line with the Ridge Turpin in the middle, Von Ivory, who seems rejuvenated this year. Last year was not a great year for him. Dyson Burkett, Jalen Kamara. Really, the defense is just loaded with stars, and they're going to be tough to score on. Offensively, they're good. They're not, superstar good. They're not. It's not the best offense in the league, but it's a very good offense with Bo Stover, the unorthodox running, passing quarterback. He's the only he's the kind of guy who runs inside. He's an inside run quarterback as well as an outside run, and he's got some skills as a passer as well. And the all-important bomber symbol. He likes to sling it deep. He's got targets. Tajir Nixon, DeMarcus Guidry, and Deshante Ponder is the featured running back. He will again just pound the ball. Scrap Lovett is their rookie running back pickup, who's kind of like the what do you call that? The change of pace back. He's the change of pace back. He's the guy that runs outside. He catches a lot of passes. He's just exciting when he comes in. Also a good return man. So we'll hear a lot from Scrap Lovett this year as well. So as long as everybody stays healthy, which of course in Football America you never know. It's not legislated by anything. As long as everybody stays healthy, this team should be contending certainly for the division and probably for the title. So that is our Football America preview. I'll look forward to reading the comments after the stream is over with. Thank you for watching today's show. What are we doing next week? Let's see. Next week, so I got an email from Glenn Guzzo, who said, "Weren't you going to do a Forgotten Freebies show? Did I miss that?" We preempted it. We had to juggle the schedule a little bit, but we're going to do that next week. So next Thursday's show will be our Forgotten Freebies. We've gone through some of the old newsletters. People don't realize we posted a newsletter every month starting in 2012, and so we've got all these freebies. Every newsletter had freebies in it, and some of them are long forgotten. So we're gonna revive some of those and repost them. And that should be a fun show. I'm looking forward to that. So that'll be next Thursday. We'll do the Forgotten Freebies stream. How did Aaron do?
Really good.
Aaron did really well. Very well. We'll look forward to introducing him on camera here. Maybe we'll do that next week. But in any event, appreciate you watching, and I don't want to apologize for being in the middle of the day. Normally, we like to do in the evening when most people are free. But thank you for joining us live. If you did indeed take the time to join us live, it was really good of you to do that, and we appreciate that. We appreciate this entire community. We don't take any of you for granted. We love you, and hope you enjoy watching the streams as much as we enjoy putting them on. So we'll see you next week. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great weekend, and appreciate you being here to be part of our community here in the Play Space Live. See you next week.